guys, and welcome to Zimaleta How To Show. In today's video, we're going to be disassembling the front end of this Nissan Rogue over here. So let's go ahead and pull this cover off and expose this beautiful car. That's showroom quality. There we go. Just pull it back. I do have a log back here and over there to keep this from flying. So let's lift up the hood and check the horsepower. So basically, guys, in this video, I want to disassemble everything. I'm going to remove the radiator support. I'll basically disconnect everything. And the goal to do in this video is to remove all the parts from the Nissan Murano. That's going to be a different video where I'm removing stuff from a Nissan Murano as well from the front end, because I got several projects going at the same time. And I would like to install a radiator support from a Nissan Murano. And the goal of this video is to see if that's going to fit. So let's disassemble this. In the next video, what I would like to do is disassemble the Nissan Murano front end, just get all those pieces ready. And then what I want to do is I want to straighten out some of these components on this Nissan Rogue. What I may end up doing is just first test fitting the doors, see if the doors fit. In the next episode, I think that's important to get out of the way. I just want to know if they fit. If they fit, man, that's going to be quite interesting. Because I would like to use a lot of components from Nissan Murano as possible, including a speedometer. Like if I could get a speedometer to work, you know, maybe I could get some other components to work, like its original infotainment system. You know, who knows? I think that's going to be quite interesting. I think it should be compatible. I mean, it's a Nissan. I mean, how different could it be? If I was running a factory, I would like as much electronics to work together as possible. Okay guys, I got the battery installed. Let's see if we can start it. There's a bad contact, and I need to figure out what can I jam in there to make it work. To establish a solid connection. Джейсик, не подходи, отойди. Hey guys, as you can tell, it works really great. Started right up. So I need to be kind of quick. I want to disassemble the fenders. Now, the computer might be different, and it might, I don't know. Who knows? I don't know like how it's going to impact the infotainment system, because it's expecting to see maybe like a 6-cylinder model, but what if it will display the current information of the current engine? I think that would be kind of interesting. And I think a lot of times some of these car manufacturers and stuff like that, like including games and other stuff like that, they leave some things in there that can work, because maybe they have like future plans. They just may not end up going forward, and you just never know what might work together. So test fit the doors, the doors work, great. If they don't, fine. You know, I guess I could sell the doors and get the doors that I need for this one. Probably just, you know, buy another auction car and do that. But then again, I might have a lot of Nissan Rogue components again. But I like to, you know, like to do stuff on a budget, guys. Like, you know, when I was replacing the two doors on the other Nissan Rogue, that's all it needed is the two doors. They were $400 a piece. I bought the entire car for $700. I mean, with taxes, I paid like $1,000. And then I removed the doors, and of course the engine starts on this one now because you know, all it was is this belt towards the bottom there that you can't really see. I guess I'll point it out a little point. It was rubber hose was touching it from the radiator because it got smashed. Because it was really snug up against it, because it was rubber hose, and against the rubber hose it was like, you know, like part of the radiator support components, stuff like that. They were pressing on it, and it caused it not to start. And I didn't even try to start it, but I suppose they tried to start it right at the auction, and it would not start because here's the thing. While it was still on the trailer, I hooked it up to the front with my other Sprinter, and because I towed it on a Sprinter, but I have another running Sprinter, so I hooked it up and I pulled on the front end very carefully, and I pulled it out of the way, and I looked, I observed, nothing was pinched, and I started it up with the original battery and everything, you know. But here's the cool thing, guys. When I bought this Nissan Rogue, I found other pieces that I was missing. Like, for instance, the Nissan Rogue 2008, it didn't have the hood latch lever, like, you know, like to hold the hood up. This one did. Of course, this hood is bent anyways, so it does not need it. And it didn't have the insulation for the hood, you know, like for the sound and stuff. This one had it, so I removed it and I installed it. Like, and there was a shift little thing that was missing. The window regulator, you know, like electronic portion, stopped working for some reason on the Nissan Rogue 2008. It was working, but then it quit. I used that from this one. So there's a lot of little things that you discover that you just find. But anyways, another plan for me is to, of course, fix this front end. I could technically buy a porta power, I guess, but I do have like things like electronic winch, and I have one of those come-alongs. So this does not seem like it's a very heavy type of damage. So what I may end up doing is driving up to one of my trees. I have a lot of trees here, and stop next to the tree with this fender kind of like exposed over there, like where it's kind of bent, where the fender mounts, and find a way to tie it in. And I could see that I'll probably need something that bites into it. I'll probably need to buy that piece that comes with one of those porta power things that bites into the metal, and then you just pull it. So I may just crank it up and just pull it, and the car, of course, drivable. You know, once I'm done, I could just drive away and, you know, park it somewhere else. But yeah. Okay, guys, we are inside. As you could tell, we are in park. This car does drive. As you can see, the monitor just came on, but I have like stuff that's blocking it. But as you could see, the temperature is good. It's almost got a full tank of gas. It's good. Let's see the other stuff. So here's the interior. I have been disassembling and stuff like that. This was much cleaner, but since it's been sitting outside, my kids, they climb with their shoes and everything. But most likely I'm going to be changing this interior. As you can see, the airbag has popped on this. The seats, they're regular. I don't want this thing to overheat, so let me show you some other stuff. As you can see, this thing is falling apart, so I could actually remove this from my Nissan Murano and use that portion. This battery is actually from a Nissan Murano. As you can see, this is bent a little bit, so this needs to come out. This needs to be straightened out. It needs to look just like this. This portion is bent, should be straight. The engine's kind of crooked like this. So once I pull this, it should be good. So I guess, let me see if stereo works. It's not working for some reason. Not sure if maybe a fuse is blown or something, but we're gonna go ahead and shut it off. In case you guys are wondering, this is the pile of parts that I have created when I was disassembling everything. As you can tell, it's a pretty straightforward disassembly. One of the fans turned out to be good. The motor part, probably not so much. Plastics I could save. As you can tell, the computer is located in the front. There's a lot of these fuse panels. That's over here, including this fuse panel that is completely upside down. This is the one that's got the headlight switches in there. And when it's down and it's in place, you can't really tell. But anyways, guys, I mean, I bought this thing as a parts car. Now it's running. I could either completely part it out or make it some kind of project car. I'm not sure, but there's the Murano. The roof line seems to be very, very similar. One thing I want to do, probably not today, is pop one of the Nissan doors off, the Nissan Murano, and see if they fit in here. If they fit and it just needs some minor adjustments, man, I think that's gonna be sweet. Especially if I could get the back door to fit, because then it's no problem. I'm just gonna use the Murano doors because it's going to look like a Murano, possibly like a Nissan Rogue in the back, but I'm also debating probably put Murano lights in the back, and I think they're going to look pretty interesting. But here's the thing I wanted to show you guys. Here's part of the radiator support. Here's some fender mounting brackets and stuff like that. I have measured the radiator support, these bolts here on the Murano, these here, and they're identical. The length is about the same. It's very close, which doesn't even matter. But if I could get the doors to fit, man, I'll be that much closer to, you know, getting everything else to fit. Because then what I could do is I could extend this bracket a little bit, you know, match the fenders and everything, and who knows, this might actually match up. I got my hopes up probably too much, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not trying to really fix this thing to look like a Murano, but one thing is very interesting to me. Does some of these parts fit? Do they share some parts and components? Like, for instance, starters, alternators, AC compressors. Like this AC compressor, that little connector is broken. Most likely I'll have to install a new connector over here. I'll have to probably find a very identical one on this car somewhere, or borrow it from another car. You know, we'll get it to work. One thing that's good, these plastic shrouds for the wheels, they did get saved. And as you notice, guys, I have the Murano wheels in here. I got the Murano spare. They're kind of big, you know, for this car, but it makes it more aggressive, more taller and stuff like that. One of the tires got flat on me for some reason. I'll have to pump it up using my air compressor. But I'm curious about these things, guys. You know, if you're watching this, I guess you are curious too. But, you know, I'm curious about this kind of stuff. Now, here's the hood mount. Obviously, it got damaged. Most likely I could straighten this out. But hey, I got a Murano. Pop the Murano things off. Stick it on here. This plastics, I think they're okay. When I was putting my like a piece of wood over here and stuff, I'm the one that probably slightly, you know, made it go down. Could have been from the accident. Really did not check. But definitely interesting. Looks like we got a catalytic converter over here. What I would like to do is see if I could install a turbo on here. So the turbo would probably go here in the front. It almost seems like it's a straightforward type of a process because everything's in the front here. Most likely I could mount some kind of turbo. I think that would be quite interesting. Looks like this thing got hot. Oh crap, melted that plastic. I actually got some on my finger. Probably have to, I guess, let's see if there's any other damages. Like this piece in the front, it seems like it's not even damaged. It seems like it's original shape. I really don't see how it really got impacted. This stuff is pretty much straight, which is pretty much the important stuff. I mean, the biggest damage here is this. And I think once I pull this, it will pull some of the other stuff out, because some of these plastic parts are so compressed. It's going to be kind of hard to put this back together. This was in there. I'm the one that pulled it out. This is a 2010 Nissan Rogue. 2008. This fuse panel is a little bit different. You know, so it's, I mean, you could probably plug it in, but it's a little bit different. I think it's a little thinner or thicker. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on here. Like, I guess one of the reasons I have all these cars and stuff. I'm interested in like in all kinds of car projects. And having cars, I could always sell parts and I could use parts on other vehicles and stuff like that. So like to me, I kind of like this, just messing around with cars and see what I could do and what I could come up with. I guess the biggest thing is for most of us is we have a day job that we go to and we just don't have time to mess with it. I mean, knowing myself, once you do whatever, even if you're sitting down at your job, that's it. Your day is gone, and you might only have Saturday and Sunday to work on something, and you might choose to spend that time with your family, which you should, and you're not gonna have really any time left. But one of the benefits that I do have, in case you guys are watching this on my Nissan Infinity channel, I did buy my own house for cash, which you could see back there, and yeah, basically I don't have any major bills. I have electricity bill and water and phone and internet, car insurance, and of course, other like little tiny expenses, but they're nothing to compare to what other people pay and stuff. So I could actually find the freedom to mess around with cars and stuff. And right now I'm still working on my house, the way things are, but I will have time to basically do other stuff once I'm finished with my house and stuff. I would like to actually get into some other house projects, but those are not going to be pretty much probably me doing them. I'll probably hire somebody to do it. I'll probably do like some stuff, but when you're doing like real estate, you're trying to actually make money and like in quickest time possible. So probably hiring crews. I'll probably hire my own team or something and just give them a sprinter and check up on them and stuff like that, because a lot of this stuff is very repetitive tasks. Of course, I would be there for the major stuff, but for the most part, I think I could have a team that's going to be working there, and probably a couple guys, and who knows, probably start some kind of remodeling business on the side, because now I have experience. I just don't want to really do it myself. I would rather have my workers do it. I like to do it for myself when it's my own house. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this. Appreciate you guys. God bless you, and take care of yourself. See you in my next video. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. There's always something going on. You're not going to be bored with my channel. Take care. Bye.